Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on the first day of a brand new week, and I have some sad news to report. We did not make it to Ultra 4. I did end up feeding lunch and dinner, did not get extra tasty on lunch, and had to use 2 helper whistles to get enough eggs to even make dinner, and then made dinner, and it also was not extra tasty. Had dinner been extra tasty, we would have made it to Ultra 4. We were only almost exactly 30,000 shy of Ultra 4, so had we gotten the extra tasty, we easily would have gotten probably 65,000 for that meal, but we ended up only getting about 23,000 if I remember correctly. So that unfortunately meant that we did not hit Ultra 4, which means we are not going to get our Dratini incense and, of course, the Ralts candy, which was the most important part. That's the exact reason why I was going for Ultra 4 was the 20 Ralts candy. It's a fantastic reward. But you win some, you lose some. It is what it is. Last week was probably the worst week that we've had so far in terms of hitting our goals. But it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it now other than move on and make the best of this week. We do have an event going on this week, so it should be pretty fantastic. But let's go ahead and wrap up the end of last week and get it done and out of the way. We do have 100 sleep points. I slept quite heavily last night because I guess I was tired from the social event that is the Super Bowl. Let's go ahead and grab our daily lottery while we're here. We got a Poke Biscuit, which is nice. I will never turn down a free biscuit. And then let's get into this Ultra 3 sleep report and see if we get anything interesting at least. Maybe we can at least get something good that is usable to salvage the rest of this week, but only one way to find out. Session 198, 9 hours and 21 minutes of sleep, with 9% dozing, 57% snoozing, and 34% slumbering. I would be willing to bet this is snoozing, and it is, which is good, because I would really like a very good Ralts. Specifically a Gardevoir candidate Ralts. That would be even better, but with 49.2 million, we have a pretty good chance at it. So let's see, we still don't have a full spawn board. So that's interesting, but hopefully maybe we can at least get some new sleep types. That might be one. Sure is. All right, there we go. And a top belly Togetic. And then hopefully, boop, boop, boop. No Ralts that we have already discovered. Let's see, we got an Eevee, Wobbuffet, Jigglypuff, and 2 Slowpokes. And then that leaves 2 new sleep styles, one of which we already know, the top belly Togetic. Huh. That leaf is in a perfect spot for that picture. All right, and that just leaves us with the 3-star sleep for Togetic. Not bad at all. Slowly but surely whittling those away. There's the Slowpoke, there's the Eevee. It's actually on the left side this time. Oh, hey, it is a Ralts. There we go. All right, so at least we got something new. Fidgeting sleep. Like when you fall asleep in class and you catch up. I remember those days. Although I used to always just be very obvious about it. I would end up sleeping on my arms. Okay, where is Ralts? No one's hungry today. Of course, not surprised. We have not had any good luck with hungry Pokemon lately. Ralts is the only thing we're worried about, so we'll give him the bonus biscuit first. Hopefully we get a big hit. No, just a +3. Going right along with our luck for the rest of the week. And then if our luck continues, he will be full after this biscuit. Hey, even better, our luck does not continue. We're finally getting a little bit of good luck. Maybe that's a good sign for this week to come. And we're just going to stop there. I am happy with taking the Ralts home. Not worried about anything else. And we, of course, are going to send out the Ralts candy just to help everybody out. And let's see, we leveled up yesterday, but we did get 2,590 research XP today and 4,559 dream shards. So not bad at all. Pretty solid end of the week. See how this Ralts goes. We hopefully, Rash Nature. Ooh, no, Rash Nature's bad. Level 13. That's actually pretty bad for us. We got apples, corn, and apples. Ingredient Finder S is not a good start. Skill Trigger S is nice. Energy Recovery bonus is okay. Helping Speed S is nice. Would be better if it was sooner. And Inventory Up S is also kind of nice, but that Rash Nature is really going to kill this thing. Ingredient Finding Up and Main Skill Chance Down is pretty bad. So, let's see. Rash, probably going to be about 20%. Yeah, right about 20%. We got 18% weighted average over the course of this thing's life cycle from 1 to 60. So not great. And I don't even know that putting seeds into this is going to help. The only seeds that I would want would be the Helping Speed M or no, not Helping Speed M. Sorry, Skill Trigger M. Where did it go? Skill Trigger M. And yes, also Helping Speed M. But later on. I don't even know if that could save it. Nope, does not save it. Still best case scenario is only 39%. So definitely going to be one that's going straight to the professor. All right, well, that is it's about how our week's been. Not surprised there. Let's go ahead and just move on and we'll get into, like I said earlier, hopefully a better week. And the last thing we need to do is collect our missions. Again, sadly, did not get to Ultra 4. Got everything else though. And we did get to Ultra 3, so we can claim our Dream Cluster Small, and we can claim 1,010 Dream Shards for cooking 17 times. Definitely weren't getting a Master 3 for that Stealthful Incense, that's for sure. But we do also have, before we move on, the Valentine's Day banner, which looks pretty nice. And just a recap of everything that's going to be going on this week. So just to recap really quickly, everyone is going to be locked to desserts. Final strength value for dishes is going to be multiplied by 1.5. The multiplier for extra tasty will be 4.5 on Sunday and 3 on any other day. And then you also have a better chance of finding Bulbasaur, Jigglypuff, Slowpoke, Pinsir, Chikorita, and Absol on their respective islands. It is not linked only to Greengrass. You can go wherever you want this week. So make sure to go to the island that has the Pokemon you most desperately need, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And some of you probably already know where that's going to be if you have seen my teams. And through limited time missions, you can get rewards such as 10 Poke Biscuits, which is fantastic. I will definitely take 10 Poke Biscuits right now after this past week. Right when this event begins, 2 new dessert and drink recipes will be added. They are already in the game, and the rest is, as they say, history. We've already been through all this, and I just gave you the recap, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Not really anything else to go over, and let's go ahead and move on. It's been fun, Snorlax, but we failed, sadly. But next time. We'll get them next time. Take care, Snorlax. We'll see you later, bud. All right. For our weekly summary on week 29. We have a total of 492,584 final strength, 258,173 from berries, and 234,411 from cooking. We did get an S on our sleeping though, overall grade, which is good for 6 handy candies. Kind of surprising with that sleep on Wednesday with how bad that was, that it didn't bump it down to an A, but I'll take it. It's not bad at all. Definitely could have been a lot worse. So, It's time for a break. We've been on Lapis for 2 weeks and we are not feeling very confident right now on Lapis, but one place we do need to go for a very specific Pokemon that we want is Cyan Beach. And we are going to continue the pincer hunt because we did find one, but it is unfortunately terrible. And I need a better one with apples and honey. So we are coming back to Cyan Beach and we are going to, now that we know what we're going to get, desserts. I've already set the team up. I've already got them swapped in. We'll break them down really quickly. I did not save them in team analysis. I don't even think I actually plugged them into team analysis. I just knew what I was looking for. So we are going to get this day started off right with 5 apples. That's exactly what we need for this week, honestly. 5 apples are very good for us. We'll collect our free candies and we will go ahead and check. We got a medal. Oh, no new news though, but we did get a medal. I wonder what that was for. Psychic, maybe? Ah, times you've gotten a sleep score of 80 or higher. 180 times, good for 15 diamonds, I'll take it. But now that we have that done and out of the way, let's go ahead and switch on over and we will break down the team. So essentially what I did is I set the team to Cyan Beach. I'm here in the, wrong button, the auto team maker, which is a premium feature. I'm on Cyan Beach and then I went and I changed. Since we don't have the best apples coming in, I would like to make, where's it at? Lovely Kiss smoothie for breakfast. And then since we're not gonna have the apples, unfortunately, we can only make the cake for lunch and dinner. We might be able to make the smoothie, but I really would like to make sure that we can make it as much as possible just to try to level it up because it is gonna be better. We're still not in a good place for the Nair Release tea, which would be even better than the Lovely Kiss smoothie, but for now, we're doing what we can. So I've plugged in Lovely Kiss smoothie for breakfast, sweet scent chocolate cake for lunch and dinner, and then we come down here, pull from my Pokebox, give me a 5-member team, and I've set it to focus on strength first, not to focus on meal coverage. Hit ready, and I essentially took the first team that has a check mark next to it to show that it covers the meals that we are trying to make. This does mean that we're gonna have to collect from Raichu, so we can't let its inventory sit full. Dodrio, we don't really need the soybeans, so we could let its inventory sit full if we want, but it also has the charge energy main skill, so we may or may not do that. But that's what I've done, is taken this team and put them together, and that is the plan. So let's see if we can, in fact, since we got those 5 apples, we might be able to make the Lovely Kiss smoothie right now. We absolutely can. We will be getting 1.5 times bonus from this, so this is a good time to throw in some of these extra juicy ingredients like mushrooms and herbs. And we should get, hopefully, 14,000? Oh, almost on the dot, 14,077, not bad at all. That's good for 2 level ups, 3 level ups, just barely. And a great start to this week, given how last week ended. I am not entirely sure yet. You can export to team analysis. I just found this as we speak. Export to team analysis. I'm not worried about the team name. We'll just pop them over. And then now, while our Snorlax levels up, we can get this team analysis pulled up. It did not seem to work. Basic 3. So already a basic 3 after breakfast on Monday. That's pretty good. I'm not sure why that didn't work, but I'm sure it probably has something to do with me not naming them properly. But that's okay. We can go ahead and plug them in. We know exactly who they are. We have our shiny Blastoise. We then have, just because of my OCD, I like to put them in the same order. So I'm going to be a bit ridiculous. I do need to go through my box and update everything. These guys are not not accurate anymore. Some of them anyway. And then we got Raichu on the team and Gengar, our 37% Gengar. The reason we went with that one is since he's 37%, that means he is worse at finding ingredients, which we're not really having him on the team for. Gengar has already got a high berry find chance anyway. And then to have a lower ingredient finding, well, not lower, just not the highest ingredient finding capabilities, it does mean that he will bring in more berries. And as fast as he is, bringing in more berries is going to help us pretty substantially. And really, if we wanted, we could leave him with a full pack just to try it out and see how it goes, so that he only brings in berries very quickly. That's actually an interesting idea. I might do that. Let's make sure we switch this to Cyan Beach. I'm really bad about forgetting to click up here. I always just come to team analysis and plug it in, and then 5 minutes later remember that I never clicked the right island. So make sure you do that. Let's go ahead and save this team and lock it in. Where is the button? They moved it on me. So there we go. Team's locked in and saved on team analysis. We do need to make sure that we have everybody up to date. Venusaur is now level 30 and has been evolved twice. Or no. I forgot. I found this as an Ivysaur, so he only got evolved once. So yeah, we are... Everybody looks good. 22, 33, 32. Yep. So now that we have the proper island selected, our team put together, we are predicted to hit Master 9. Not too bad. It's probably going to be even more. I did not plug in the, let's see, I believe it's under settings now. They did change it to where you can set, yes, you can set, oh, never mind. They did automatically set it in the game. So it is currently set to 1.5 times cooking. So that's good. Don't have to bother with changing that. And so yeah, with the cooking multiplier, the event going on this week, we should be hitting Master 9 according to this, provided we don't do anything dumb to mess it up, which I am prone to do. Master 9's pretty good. That's well above what we need for Pinsir. And we will hopefully get some more interesting spawns while we're at it. And also while we're at it, let's go ahead and collect. Starting off the week with an ingredient trigger is fantastic. I think I see some tails in there, a few tails, 4 or 5 of them. That's good. No skill trigger there. Not 100% sure that I want to collect from Dodrio. I feel like its skill trigger was pretty low. Let's see if it really makes a difference in the rank. Still Master 9, so I think if we're going to hit Master 9 anyway, I'm going to try and collect from Dodrio, and we'll see how often its skill triggers. Venusaur, no skill trigger there. Raichu, we do need to collect from. There we go, 1,020 strength. We do need to collect from Raichu to get the apples. So I'll be collecting from him all week. This is the only one I may or may not collect from. Haven't decided yet. But we should be, there it is, basic 4. There we go, basic 4. And we haven't even finished everything we're doing today. We still have one last thing. Well, no, a couple of things to do still in this video. We need to check the community reports and see what you guys have been up to. 47 reports. I think that's everybody that's active. I believe there were 3 people that have been inactive for a few days. So I think everybody that was actively playing submitted a report. So that's fantastic. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 that doubled up. Very nice. Right at 25%. Fantastic. No one leveled up, unfortunately. But double candies, always nice. And let's go ahead and check out. We do have some new missions. We've already completed one, I'm pretty sure, for basic 3. Okay, first things first. No, it wasn't here. It was one of the events that we completed for basic 2. Oh, okay. So let's roll through these real quick. So get Snorlax to basic 2, which everybody should be able to do. That's 5 biscuits. Get to Ultra 1, gives you an ingredient ticket. Is that an M or a small? Does not say, and I'm not actually sure if there's a difference in the icon for a small or a medium. I'm gonna assume it's a small if it's only Ultra 1. So probably an ingredient ticket S. Snorlax, get Snorlax to Master 1 is 5 Dream Clusters. Give out 15 biscuits. That's going to be interesting for 5 ingredient ticket. Oh, there is a difference. There is a difference in the icons. Okay. I'm assuming, and this is just pure speculation on the fact that this only has 3 ingredients on the ticket. That's probably a ticket small, and that's 50 ingredients, which would make sense. I don't think they would give out 5 ingredient M's for just giving out biscuits. Could be wrong. But I'm also assuming that since this has 4 ingredients on the ticket, that's an ingredient ticket M. Moving on, we have use 100 candies for 5,000 dream shards. Use 7 incense for 5 handy candies. Go to your bed. Go to bed on time 3 times for 5 more ingredient ticket smalls. So we definitely need to make sure we get these done because I need to resupply on ingredient tickets. And then cook 12 times for 5 more Poke Biscuits. That is pretty solid rewards. The only one that I'm kind of meh on is the Dream Clusters, but I mean, those will be good whenever another double Dream Shard bonus comes around. 5,000 Dream Shards for using 100 candies is also kind of meh, but it never hurts to have extra Dream Shards because they go quickly. Especially when you have things like a super large pot, which, speaking of, I think it's about time. We didn't really find anything worth highly investing in for the, let me show you this. Actually, this has changed. But before, we didn't find anything worth really investing in while we were on Lapis Lakeside. The best case scenario would be the Stuffle we found that was 79-80%. And even that one didn't have the best skills and ingredient spread, so I'm not 100% sure that well, it's really the ingredient spread. No, I don't remember what it was. There was something about it that I was like, it's okay. So I'm not 100% sure I want to invest in that one just yet or try to find one that's closer to 90%, but that would be the only one that has a strong case of being invested in at this point. So I'm comfortable using the Dream Shards we have to now upgrade the pot, which since they've given us the ability to look at all of our recipes without needing to be able to cook a meal. Now you click on the pot from the main screen, you click on the pot, and then up in the top right, there is the plus to expand the pot size. And we are gonna do that for sure. We're gonna do 1, and I think, let's see, 59,000, that leaves us with 17. Yeah, let's do it. It will help. It will help quite substantially. It may even be enough to push us into Master 10, maybe Master 11, depending on how our luck goes this week. But in a possible rare turn of events, we might actually be able to get breakfast and lunch in one video. Again, tipping my hand as to when I film these. Let's see. We do not have the apples for another Lovely Kiss smoothie, but that is kind of what we figured was going to happen. Actually, now that I think about it, now's a really good time to level up any recipes. If you've got one that's kind of low and you need to level it up, now is a good time. There's not really... do I want to do? Honestly, yeah, I think we go for the Steadfast Ginger cookies instead. It will use some of the eggs we have left, but I'm not super planning on using eggs at the end of this week just yet. We may. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, let's go ahead and make the Steadfast Ginger cookies this time around. We'll throw in... let's see, we've got another 8 ingredients to throw in. Let's throw in the herbs. They're worth quite a bit. And I found myself still tapping every time I want to add one, more often than not, even though they've added the feature to tap and hold, which is kind of weird. but hopefully 16,723. That's even better. So we've got, what is that? Almost 31,000 just from breakfast and lunch today. So we may even hit Ultra 1 now. This video is going places I wasn't expecting. Not gonna get much energy for it. Again, I noticed last night when I made dinner though, I got, I think it was plus 38 energy for making dinner last night. So I'm wondering if maybe they bumped it up on Sunday to kind of help combat the bug where your Pokemon don't gather while you sleep between Sunday and Monday. I don't know if that's what it is, but I've noticed that it only ever happens for dinner on Sunday. So maybe that's a thing. I know some of you guys reported that you saw the same thing last time I mentioned it. So I'm wondering if that happened again. Let me know in the comments below if you also saw an abnormally high amount of energy recovery from dinner last night, because I'm curious if maybe that's the case. But I don't know if we're going to figure it out, but maybe we can get a little bit more information on it at least. But that is enough to put us into Grade 1, which means we did complete one more mission, I believe. And I think it's, if I recall correctly, it's Grade 2 or Grade 4 when Pinsir starts to show up, which we definitely will be by the end of the day. So our first research tomorrow, we should have a chance for Pinsir. That is a wrong button. That is the button I want. Oh, it wasn't a mission. Oh, it was Ultra 1. Cool. Ultra 1 and Grade 2. So I was way off on both. No missions completed, but that, I believe, is going to wrap it up for today's video. A little bit of a longer one today, but I know you guys kind of like the longer Monday videos where I show you kind of my thought process on the team and how I get them together. This was actually the first time I've used Auto Team Maker in the way that I explained in this episode. I typically just go for meal coverage, get the Pokemon I need, and then fill in the berries based on what I feel like is going to be good. But I think using the Auto Team Maker and going for berries, but then scrolling down and finding the first team that checks off that it will meet the ingredient requirements for the meals you want to make, I think that's going to be a bit better. You can, if you really wanted to min-max, you could have a team that's purely based on just bringing in berries and only getting the strength from berries. You saw that we could have had a higher score with just a berry-focused team, but I feel like that is not as interesting. You know, one, for you guys to watch, and also for me as a player. I feel like if I just set the game to autoplay, where's the fun in that? Even though it is more of a chill game already anyway, I don't want to be more hands-off than we already are. So that's kind of why I went with the team that I did. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that like button if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 2 on whatever week this is. I forget. I think it's week 24 here on Cyan Beach, and we are going to start off with an ingredient ticket small for going to bed on time. So I can gladly appreciate that. We are going to move on and collect our 100 sleep points. There we go. Oh, we did get quite a bit of sneaky snacking last night. So after about 1 o'clock yesterday, maybe 2, I stopped collecting from Gengar once I started, or no, it was beyond that point, I guess, because it was after the comments started rolling in, so probably around 5 o'clock. I stopped collecting from Gengar other than to just see if his skill triggered, but I didn't collect anything from his inventory. So this is Gengar sneaky snacking overnight with a full inventory since about 5 p.m. or so. So 2,500 is not bad, and that 12,000 sneaky snacking is enough to put us into Grade 4. So we are off to a fantastic start. Other than these obnoxious landscapers that have been outside my window for 2 hours, they finally stopped. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna sit down and record. And as soon as I sit down, they come back. So sorry if you can hear the landscapers. Hopefully it's not too bad, but let's go ahead and carry on. Get our 100 sleep points. 2,119. And we can grab our daily lottery while we're at it. Give me a Poke Biscuit. Ooh, 3 biscuits is even better. Even better. I will gladly take 3 biscuits. And let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report and see if we get lucky enough to actually get a pincer on the first day. Kind of counterbalance that bad luck we had last week. Session 199, almost the big 200. 9 hours and 27 minutes of sleep. And we've got 16% dozing, 38% snoozing, and 46% slumbering. That is a slumbering type sleep. Very common lately for me. And let's see, first day of the week, can we at least break 10 million? That'd be pretty cool. Nope. Just barely broke 8 million. These landscapers are super distracting right now. All right, so we did get 6 spawns. And all 6 are something we had already. So we got a Sudowoodo, Bonsly, Spheal, Slowpoke, Growlithe, and a Mankey. So nothing new today. And I don't even think that's any of the event spawns, I don't believe. It is a Hungry Spheal. Or no, Slowpoke is one of the event spawns, I take that back. But also one I'm not super keen to catch a good one. We already have a very good Slowbro and a very good Slowking candidate. Even better Slowking candidate than the Slowbro. I'm not super worried about it. We could actually use a better Spheal, so I think that's what we're going to go for this time. I mean, the Spheal we have is pretty good. I think it's like 88% if I remember correctly, so it's pretty solid, but it never hurts to have a better one. Funny enough, all of these Pokemon, we have a pretty good one of each of them, except for the Bonsly and Sudowoodo, but even that, we have a decent one, and they're not super useful, so I'm not really worried about them. Not at the moment. Let's send out the Spheal candy, actually, just because it is more is required to level it up and evolve it. And it's actually pretty good for Snowdrop, so we'll send that out. Hopefully help out a couple of people. We're gonna get 304 research XP with 454 dream shards. And now we can go ahead and switch on over and see how good this Spheal turned out. Level 12 and Bold. Ooh, I don't remember if Bold is any good. We do have Oil and Double Sausage. And then we've got Inventory up S for the first sub-skill. Inventory up L, doubling up, so not really super great. Inventory up M, we got them all. Dream Shard bonus and skill level up S. So yeah, this is actually pretty terrible, especially with Bold. Bold with the speed of help down nature, this is gonna be very, very low. Yeah, only 7%. So you know exactly what that means. Straight to the professor. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're only on this screen for about 30 seconds. Ooh, that was a bad one. That might be one of the worst ones so far. Another 461 sneaky snacking while we were gone. Get that Blastoise or Squirtle candy while we check the news. We have no new news, but we do have some new community reports. Let's see what's going on. 45 reports, very nice. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 that doubled up out of 45. I think that is 1 and 3. Yeah, 33%. So very, very, very good. We did also get a level up. 2 level ups. 3 level ups. Good for 1 handy candy and 2 link cables. I cannot complain about that. That is very nice. I thought we were pretty much done with level ups, especially getting a level 1 rank up. That's pretty surprising, but hey, that's good. That means we've got some ingredient tickets on the way soon. And we can go ahead and see if we got another skill trigger. We didn't. Okay. We didn't get a skill trigger there, but we did get tons of cocoa. Still going to run the experiment with Gengar and see how he works out with the full inventory, at least for a couple of days. I may stop partially through the week, but I just want to see how it works out for a couple of days. Get an idea of what his sneaky snacking looks like. And I think he had right around 2,500 a day, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, only 1 in 4 main skill triggers, and I really needed it on these two here on the bottom. I needed it for the Dodrio to give him a good starting energy for the day, and then I needed it on Blastoise for that powerful ingredient magnet to give us 17 more ingredients, but no dice. But we can go ahead and move on. We should have exactly what we need to make the breakfast we've been trying to make all week, the Lovely Kiss smoothie. And we have a ton of tomatoes, which I think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna throw in a bunch of tomatoes. Gonna be a very acidic smoothie, but you know, gotta get them tomatoes in you somehow. They're full of some vitamin that I don't remember which one it has in it, but you know, it's got something in there. Some nutrients. If we can do at least 17,000, I would be happy, but we're just shy, 14,786, which is about 700 more than what we did yesterday, I believe. So that's actually pretty good and kind of an interesting comparison. I know we had a lot of levels added to it, or a couple levels added to it from yesterday, but it seems like it didn't make a whole lot of a difference putting in the higher level ingredients as filler as it did putting in tomatoes. Tomatoes are kind of middle of the road, maybe in the lower middle of the ingredients, if I remember correctly. Let's just go ahead and double check. Tomatoes are, yeah, 110, which isn't low. It's not the lowest by any means, but the highest being, of course, the Slowpoke tails, but next highest is the leeks at 185. And then the lowest, I think, is apples. Yeah, apples at 90. So yeah, it's pretty low on the list, but it still didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference what we put in there. And I think that's because it's the filler. So outside of the island bonus, the dish bonus is not applied to it. So it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference if you do tomatoes or herbs, for example, which are 20 more each. So yeah, we might start using some of these lower ingredients as filler just to save some of the more important ingredients like mushrooms and herbs and eggs to stock up for other recipes that we may need down the road. But I want to do some further testing before I decide that for sure. It's just looking like that's what it's going to end up being. And give me plus 40 energy randomly for no reason. Come on, we need it. Plus 1. That is going to be enough to put us into grade 5. I don't think it'll put us quite to Ultra 1, but we might be about 2/3 of the way there. Yeah, a little less than 2/3 of the way. So we'll definitely be at Ultra 1 by the end of the day. Let's see, we're at 114 right now. We're getting roughly 14,000 per cook. We're actually still getting more with the Sweet Scent Chocolate Cake just because it's so much higher of a level than the Lovely Kiss smoothie. So yeah, we'll almost certainly be Ultra 2 by the end of the day, I would suspect. Probably fairly well into Ultra 3. But so far, this team is actually working pretty well. We are hitting all the goals that I wanted this week, which really, the biggest goal was trying to get Lovely Kiss smoothie for breakfast at least. And if we can do it for lunch or dinner, doing it for that as well. But at the very least, making it once a day, just to try to get some levels on it while we have this 1.5 times cooking bonus. Other than that, I didn't really have anything super special planned for this week, just kind of taking it easy with how hard we were grinding last week to try to hit Ultra 4. And other than trying to find a pincer, that's about it. Try to find a pincer, level up Lovely Kiss smoothie. And so far, seems to be going pretty well. Nothing out of the ordinary, no missions to claim right now. We are almost there with some of the... well, with one of them anyway. So we'll collect those probably tomorrow. I mean, if we get lucky, we might get that Master 1 mission tomorrow. Other than that, pretty good day, pretty chill, nice start to the week. Other than having that terrible, you know what? We're going to do that right now before I forget. Because sometimes I forget to do it, and then I go back and I'm like, ooh, I don't remember if I was supposed to send you to the professor or not. Then I have to regrade them. But before I forget, you, straight to the professor. Goodbye. And we'll get 5 Spheal candy for it. And with that, that's all I've got for today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We are on day 3 here on Cyan Beach, and we have a few things we're going to go over. There have been some new features added to the team analysis screen on the Raynon calculator, so we're going to break those down a little bit later, so stick around to figure out what changes have been made. I also learned a little something new thanks to one of our lovely little commenters that, yeah, I missed the other day, so I'm going to show you guys that as well. But before we get into all that, we are going to grab our 5 diamonds from going to sleep on time. And then we're going to get a 1 press dismissal of the dark screen. Grab our 100 sleep points, puts us at 2,219. We've already almost made back the points we spent last week. It's fine. I'm not sad about it at all. Let's grab our daily lottery. Maybe we can get some diamonds. Ooh, a dream cluster. Very nice. Definitely going to hold on to that. We've got quite a few put back for the next time we get a double dream shard event, which I'm hoping will be soon because I don't want to have an entire inventory full of just dream clusters. We are also going to start off with Ultra 4. Not bad for Wednesday. Ultra 4 already looking pretty good for us to actually hit Master 9, which was the prediction. But even if we don't, I'm not super worried about it. The only thing I'm here for really is pincer. That's really the main thing I need is a pincer. But it is the big session 200. We've been at this for quite a while now. We started back in September, so we're pushing, what is that, almost 6 months now? Let's see, I should have done this math already. October, November, December, January, and February. Yeah, 5 months. So we've been at it for a while. Learned a lot, had a lot of fun. Hopefully, plenty more fun to be had. We did get 9 hours and 20 minutes of sleep. And that leaves us with 14% dozing, 49% snoozing, and 37% slumbering. That is a balance type. That's not bad. I mean, ultimately, doesn't really matter this week with the event going on, but interesting. With Ultra 4, let's at least break 20 million. That would be nice. Come on. Not quite. 18.8 million. Not bad at all. We did get a 3-star, so it's a pretty good potential for a new sleep style at least. Still not quite to the full board of spawns yet, but we are almost certainly going to be there tomorrow. Well, looks like they are all old sleep styles. So we got a Rattata, Slowpoke, Jigglypuff, Chikorita, Primeape, Toxicroak, and Igglybuff. Drew a total blank on his name. Fun fact, I don't actually read the photos, I just call them from memory, so. Sometimes I lose the name. And the Jigglypuff is hungry. I don't really know that there was anything else we really care for. Honestly, the Igglybuff may be the better one to catch anyway. Just so we get an extra evolution for the main skill. But Jigglypuff is already level 10. And with the right sub-skills, that extra evolution may not even matter. You know what? Let's try it. Let's see what happens. We still didn't get the pincer we want, but if we could get a solid 98, 99% Jigglypuff, I wouldn't complain. Other than the fact that I've already used my whatever stone it is, Moonstone, to evolve it, but you know, whatever stone it is, I forget. Max Friendship, we are gonna stop right there. Nothing else I really want to give out any biscuits for. So we'll just take the Jigglypuff and head on home. Return to camp. What do we send out? You know, let's send out... Yeah, let's just send out some Jigglypuff candy. That'll probably help people the most. Either that or everybody's got plenty. But we are going to get 962 research XP and 1,470 dream shards. So not too bad. And then we can go ahead and switch on over. Level 14 is good. Calm may not be great. We've got honey, and oil. Dream shard bonus for the first guaranteed gold sub skill. Skill level up S. Kind of what I was talking about with the right sub skills. Inventory up L is very good. Skill trigger S is very good. And research XP bonus, not great. What's the nature? Ooh, main skill chance up, but speed of help down. So that actually kinda... I don't know if it balances out exactly, but they work against each other to make it not as bad. It's a little more neutral. There it is. It's a little more neutral than other natures could have been, but still not great. Yeah, 61%. With skill trigger S at level 75, it's definitely going to go up, but I'm not 100% convinced this is any kind of good. I think what we have already is probably still better than this, even if we were to turn this into skill level up M. It's not going to affect its skill trigger value at all. Yeah, no, it's not going to affect that at all because it's just based on how often it triggers. Hypothetically, let's swap these around. Since skill level up M doesn't affect the skill trigger value at all, let's put skill level up M at level 75 and see what happens. So with skill trigger S, or skill trigger S, that bumps it up to 80 and makes it significantly better. This is why I wish we could get past level 60 on the calculator, but we're not there yet. And then if we take this and actually turn this into skill trigger M, where's it at? There we go. It's probably significantly better. Yeah, so that puts it at 88%. Again, the problem is it's going to be very low skill trigger until we get to level 75. And is it worth the investment and the wait? And I'm not convinced that it is, since we have other Jigglypuff candidates that are around this same rating, but without us having to manipulate the sub skills to make them look better. So interesting little experiment, but ultimately I think what we have, we have a Wigglytuff and a Jigglypuff. I think they're both better than this one just because we don't have to wait so long. So yeah, this one's gonna go to the professor. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. And let's go ahead and move on. We are going to go ahead and do things a little out of order because I was a little late sitting down to record today. So I was trying to understand what these new features are before we go over them. So we're going to go ahead and collect all of our ingredients and everything. Starting off with a skill trigger from Blastoise is very, very good. Can we start off with a skill trigger here? No. Dodrio did activate once yesterday, but only once. Where is Raichu? There you are. Give me them apples. And surprisingly, Raichu has actually been providing far more apples than what was predicted by the team analysis, so that has been good. But let's see what we can make today. Hopefully we can get that lovely Kiss smoothie. That's exactly what we want, and sure enough we can. So let's get this going. We will fill in, look at that, 37 apples, and that's only been from what Raichu has brought in and what few apples we've gotten from ingredient magnets. So I cannot complain about that. That will be very beneficial for the rest of this week. We'll fill in the rest with tomatoes. We're still just trying to see how things go with using lower level ingredients for filler. And so far, it seems to be doing all right. I'm not really noticing much of a difference with using tomatoes versus using mushrooms and herbs. It seems to be within a couple hundred points of each other. And granted, over the course of the week, that can add up, but I'd rather save the mushrooms and herbs for a better recipe that will get the dish strength bonus applied to it. So I think it's worth the trade-off in the long run. That is 15,063. Doesn't put us quite to Ultra 5, but we are almost there. Certainly going to hit that by the end of the day. And we can go ahead and move on with the rest of the usual episode. No new news. Oh, but we do have a little gift. What do we have here? Yo, okay. 30 cocoa. Interesting. Nice little box of chocolates, I guess. 5 Poke Biscuits. And 5 ingredient tickets S's. Those, ooh, that was a pretty good gift. I'm guessing it's just because it's Valentine's Day. Thank you, select button, for the free chocolates, I suppose. Let's check out these community reports. And we've got 41 reports with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that doubled up. So right around 20%, not bad at all. 1 level up. 2. Ooh, can we go for 3? Nope. 2 level ups, good for 1 Handy Candy Small and 1 link cable. And then we will grab these missions and we will jump into the meat and potatoes of today's video so I can show you guys what I have learned and the new features. So we did get Snorlax to Ultra 1, which is one of the Valentine's missions for a ingredient ticket M. And then we also completed a weekly mission for getting to Ultra 3, which is another Dream Cluster S. Getting that Totodile incense will be very nice because we still desperately need a much better Totodile. But okay, let's go ahead and jump into the main topic of today's video. There have been some changes on the team analysis screen. I'm going to start with the thing that I learned thanks to the comments. When I did the auto team maker, if you remember from Monday's video, I did the auto team maker and exported the team that it suggested to team analysis. And then when I came to team analysis, it was blank and I couldn't figure out why. Thought I did something wrong. Turns out I didn't do anything wrong. I just didn't do the next step. So after you go into auto team maker, and we'll just say we're on Cyan Beach and blah, blah, blah. We'll just hit a strength team. Doesn't matter what the team is. We'll click this one and export to team analysis. Boom. Team name. We'll just name it test and export. So now once we've done that, we can go to team analysis. Still shows the original team that we have for this week. Nothing's changed. Looks like it didn't work. But in reality, you need to come down here to this little button that has an alphanumeric code. Click on that. And then here's the team we tried to set up and exported on Monday. And here's the team that we just exported, the test team. So we can freely swap between our teams at any point. I don't know if there's a limit to the number of teams you can have, but at the very least, you can have several teams set up. Probably, I'm assuming at least one for every island. And then other theoretical teams that you're just trying to test things out, see how they work, see if it's worth investing in them, things like that. So I wanted to point that one out since it was pointed out to me. The other new thing that they just added, I believe it was last night that it went live. You'll see there's this new button, Sync All Pokemon. And for this, I'm going to switch back to the team that we have for this week. Now, the way that this works is you're going to link your Pokemon on the team analysis screen to a Pokemon that's in your box. So if you look, Venusaur right now is level 29. If we go to our Pokemon box, Venusaur is level 30. So when we go back to team analysis, Venusaur is level 29. So what we want to do is click the little 3 dots right above Venusaur's box on the left. We're going to click on that. we're going to click on Pokebox linking. And then we're going to click on Pokemon Box. Choose our Venusaur that is level 30. You can see the 30 right there over its little icon. We're going to click on Venusaur, and we're going to click the little chain link button right here. And then you'll see this chain link appear next to Venusaur in the team analysis screen. Notice none of the others have that link, so they are not linked to a Pokemon in the box. But also, now that we've linked it, it updates to make it level 30. The fun part about this is now we can run tests. So let's just say this Venusaur is level 60 just because we want to see what it looks like. You know, we're just figuring things out, trying to plan for the future. We put this up to level 60 just to see what kind of ingredients it's going to bring in, how many berries, that kind of thing. Whatever you're looking at. When you're done testing, you can hit sync all Pokemon and it returns them back to whatever their Pokebox stats are. So that's what Pokebox linking does. Now, let's see. Let's save. This is one thing I haven't tested out yet, so we're going to test it on the fly. In my testing to figure it out, again, I was doing this like 10 minutes before I recorded, trying to figure it out. So in my testing, the link went away whenever you left the team analysis screen, but I never saved it. So let's see if saving it. Yep. So if you hit this button here to save the team, it saves the link you've established with the Pokemon in the box. So let's go ahead and test, make sure it worked. We'll put this back to level 60. As you can see there, sync all Pokemon, right back down to level 30. So what we can do is now we can link every Pokemon in team analysis to a Pokemon in our box. And that will allow us to test and play around with the levels and the stats and sub skills of the entire team. And then when we're done, just hit the simple sync all Pokemon button and reset everything back to normal. So let's go ahead and get everybody linked up real fast. The problem I'm going to have is remembering which Gengar is which, so it's the lonely nature that we want to sync it with. This is the problem with having two of the same Pokemon. Sometimes you get confused, especially when they're the same level. Cool. So now everybody is linked. We save it and then refresh the page. All the links have been preserved. Now we can mess around with anybody and everybody, do whatever we want, and then just hit the sync all to bring them back to their normal levels. So, interesting feature. This is just kind of what I figured out that we can do with it playing around. I'm sure there's other applications. I'm sure if you guys get in here and mess around, you can find a lot more to do with the linked Pokemon feature. So if you figure out some interesting stuff, please drop it in the comments. Let us all know so that we can be better prepared for the future. And with that, that's all I've got for today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We are on day 3 here on Cyan Beach. Is it 3? No, it's day 4 on Cyan Beach. Starting off with 10 honey. I just cannot keep track of my days to save my life. Anyway, we are also going to start off with 10,993 sneaky snacking. So this seems to be a pretty consistent number for this particular Gengar sneaky snacking. I have not collected from him since Monday. So 2,700 overnight sneaky snacking, not terrible. He's doing, of course, better throughout the day with sneaky snacking when he has higher energy. But overall, nothing really too fantastic. But even still, hitting 11,000 sneaky snacking overnight with this team is pretty good. It's not bad at all. It's what we were hitting on Lapis, if I remember correctly, or thereabouts, pretty close to it. So not bad. But let's go ahead and move on. We'll grab our 100 sleep points for getting a good night's rest. Puts us at 2,319. And while we're here, of course, we play our daily lottery. And hopefully, I really could use some diamonds. But I will take a biscuit. We have gotten incredibly lucky with getting these biscuits. Hopefully, biscuits are just a more common thing and everybody is getting biscuits, because they're not really all that cheap, especially as a free player. It gets kind of expensive. But let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report and see if we got what we're here for today, or this week anyway. Session 201 is 8 hours and 29 minutes of sleep. Still counts for a perfect hundo score, with 16% dozing, 31% snoozing, and 53% slumbering. That is good for the dozing type, which dozing is typically what Pincer is under, if I recall correctly. And hopefully we can get, let's see, we got 18 yesterday. 24 or 25 would be nice. We're gonna do better than that. 27.2, almost 3 million. Within a top belly and 2 3-stars. Still don't have the full 8 Pokemon on the board, but we should be almost there. The 2 that I can see are not new, but that is all right. Boom. Looks like all 7 are old ones. We've got 2 Caterpie, a Slowpoke, an Igglybuff, 2 Jigglypuff, and a Pikachu. So we are seeing some of the event spawns, just not the one that we want. And this is I'm pretty sure we got to master, or that I got to master 1 last night before bed. So there should be a master 1 sleep on top of that. Hungry Pikachu, of course. One of the ones, honestly, nothing on this list is anything I'm really super thrilled about. So yeah, I mean, we can take the Pikachu home, and honestly, it looks like that's all we're gonna do is take that Pikachu home and be done with it. Nothing really worthwhile popping up today. So far, another lackluster event, just like last week. Just gonna continue that streak of bad luck, but it's got to turn around eventually, right? Let's go ahead and take our 19 biscuits and go home. Not really anything crazy. The real question is what candy do we send out today? I mean, we've really only got 4 choices. I feel like, you know what? People don't get enough Caterpie candy. We'll send that out. Butterfree, kind of an unsung hero, especially in the early game for new players. We'll send out some Caterpie candy and help out the new players a little bit. We are going to walk away with 1,874 research XP and 2,048 dream shards. And then we've got our shiny new, well, not shiny, but brand new Pikachu for us to check out. Level 14 and relaxed. I don't think that's very good. It is apples across the board. With inventory up S, which is okay. Skill trigger S, not super helpful. Ingredient finder S is not helpful. Inventory up L, not helpful. And inventory up M, not helpful. Relaxed nature. That's actually not the worst. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was a speed of help down, but no, it's XP gains down. So not terrible, but this is not going to be a great Pikachu. Going to average about 33%. And really no amount of seeds is going to save this Pikachu. So this is another candidate to be sent straight to the professor, which we really need a button on this screen to just go ahead and send them to the professor. But they are always making quality of life changes. So who knows, maybe one day. And let's see what else we can cook up today. Maybe we got some interesting stuff going on. If the game will load. There we go. Another 304 sneaky snacking. Ooh, looks like we have some new news. Ah, okay, so we do have some new news. Very good. Let's start with the Good Sleep Day announcement. We all know how Good Sleep Day works by this point. During this time, drowsy power will be multiplied by 1.5, and on the day of the full moon, multiplied by 2, because it is on the weekend. So we've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. February 23rd, 24th, and 25th for the days of the event. On Saturday the 24th is when we have the ×2 multiplier for our sleep score. And then on Friday and Sunday, we have 1.5 times. We also have the typical bonuses. Yep. So on Saturday, we have ×3 Pokemon Sleep XP. So a good time to use your growth incenses if you have them. And a bonus 1,000 sleep points. And then on Friday and Sunday, we have ×2 Pokemon Sleep XP. Again, still good for growth incense, but if you've only got one, save it for Saturday. And then again on Friday and Sunday, we have another 500 bonus sleep points for a total of 2,000. So that will be how we get our sleep points back from burning them all last week. And then this is just another breakdown of how drowsy power works based on which day the sleep day falls. Other than that, it doesn't look like anything new. But yep, event bonuses, blah, blah, blah. This is all standard stuff, so nothing new. As always, good sleep days are a great time for your focus incense, your growth incense, friendship incense. Since you're going to have a higher drowsy power, you can try to make sure one of those hopefully rarer spawns is at least hungry. And there's one other that I always forget. You've got your friend, your luck, your growth, and your focus. The luck incense, that's one I forgot. So you can get double dream shards. Particularly this time around, it's good on Sunday or Saturday, either one, because you're going to have a much higher drowsy score, hopefully rarer sleep types and rarer spawns, which means that when you double those dream shards, you may get upwards of 20,000, 15,000 in one single sleep research. So very good time for those as well. But typical sleep day stuff, nothing new. But we do have the good sleep day bundles coming around this time, and let's see if they have changed and if it is better. So the availability will be from February 21st until February 26th. Bundle contents for the Good Sleep Day Bundle Volume 7. It is 1,500 diamonds, so pretty expensive. You get 2 growth incense, 2 luck incense, 2 focus incense, and 9 great biscuits. Which those 9 great biscuits are worth 1,800 diamonds. Again, diamonds are very expensive in this game. If you're building them up as a free player, do not spend your diamonds on these kind of bundles. There are better things that you could use that amount of diamonds on. This is really a bundle that is really only for premium players that are spending money to buy diamonds. And even then, I wouldn't recommend it just because the cost is so high, but it's your money. Use it however you want, whatever makes the game fun for you. Ultimately, that's what's important. Same with the diamonds. They're your diamonds. If it's going to make the game more fun for you, spend them however you want. Focus incense doubles research XP. Growth incense doubles XP gained by Pokemon for sleep. Blah, 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 blah. And then it's just running through that if you use them at the right times, it will double the effect. So if you use a growth incense to double Pokemon sleep XP, for example, on Saturday night, you already have ×3. If you use growth incense, it will multiply that by 2, giving you a grand total of ×6. So that's all this is running through, is what those incenses will stack with what bonuses for the good sleep day. And the rest is typical stuff. Nothing new, but at least we have a date for it. I believe that is next weekend, if I recall correctly. But y'all know, as the beginning of this episode is an example of, I don't know my days to save my life. But we did get 1 medal, total number of befriended Pokemon, 210. Which is good for 2,200 Dream Shards. Speaking of Dream Shards, I do need those after expanding the pot earlier this week. And then we can go ahead and check out the community reports. Get about 45? Yeah, 45, pretty good. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 that doubled up. See a couple of VIPs in the list of doubles. Interesting, so that's pretty bad odds. It's only about 15%, roughly. Maybe less. But we did get a level up. Just the 1, but that's good for 2 Handy Candy ×2. And then we can go ahead and jump into making breakfast. but let's collect these ingredients. Come on, there we go, buddy. That's what we need. Hopefully there's some apples in there. That would be nice. Doesn't look like there were any apples. Getting that skill to trigger first thing in the morning is very good. That's usually the start of a very good day. And then we're 2 for 2 so far. Can we make it 3 for 4 at least? We're 3 for 3. So we're off to a very good start today. And then what about you, Raichu? Can you get us 4 for 4? No, nope. No 4 for 4, but hey, 3 for 4 is not bad with this team. 2 Pokemon on this team with a rash nature, which lowers their chance of a main skill trigger. So 3 for 4 is good odds. Well, let's go ahead and get into making some breakfast. I was able to make the Lovely Kiss smoothie for dinner last night. I had all the ingredients to make it with plenty left over to make it again this morning. So I figured that's pretty good chance to go ahead and just make it twice. We can get some extra levels on this smoothie of ours. We're going to throw in all of these extra tomatoes and all these soybeans. Well, all one of them. What else can we throw in? We're going to keep the ginger for now. Let's throw in 2 sausage to round it out. Got to make sure we get that extra protein in that Lovely Kiss smoothie. And then hopefully, ooh, extra tasty. There we go. That's probably going to be like, what, 40? I was very optimistic. 30,958. Not bad at all. It's another 2 levels on our Lovely Kiss smoothie. We're having a pretty good morning so far. The rest of the week, not great. Sleep research is okay. But everything else here at camp, fantastic morning. You almost could not ask for a better start to the morning. Only thing that would have made this camping experience better was if Raichu got a skill trigger. But even that, can't really complain too much about that. And we got our new good sleep day announced. I always look forward to the good sleep days because that's when I get all of my sleep points to be able to burn on stupid things because I'm stupid and don't know how to play the game properly. And I like to burn sleep points sometimes. Let's see. I'm still not sure. I don't know. I'm going to hold off for now. I'm debating on starting to go ahead and collect from Gengar, but I do want to get some of those mushrooms stocking up. But I'm not 100% sure I want to do it just yet. But last thing that we've got to do before we wrap it up is collect our missions. We did get to Master 1, which is our 5 Dream Cluster Smalls. We also went to bed on time 3 times, which is our 5 ingredient ticket S's, which we desperately need. We need to make sure we give out 15 Poke Biscuits, or not Poke Biscuits necessarily, 15 biscuits. So we hopefully are going to find something this week that we can give biscuits to. I've just been steadily using recovery incense every night. I have a surplus of them. Why not? We're going to get another 5 biscuits for cooking 12 times. And then for our regular weekly missions, not a whole lot. Kind of surprised we haven't finished the 1,500 or 1,600 berries yet. The rest of it will come with time. There's pretty much no reason we shouldn't hit all of these this weekend, except for maybe befriending 10 Pokemon. If nothing shows up that's worth catching, I'm not going to go out of my way and waste resources to catch it. So we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. But that said, that is what I've got for today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And if you really enjoy the videos, make sure to share them with a friend. It really helps out the channel. And I will catch you guys later. So until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We're on day 5 here on Cyan Beach, and we have not had a fantastic week so far with our research. It has been pretty just kind of meh. Haven't got anything really worth keeping. Haven't seen what we're here to see. As far as rank goes, we've done pretty well. We're up to Master, I think I hit Master 4 before I went to sleep last night. We did get another recovery incense for going to bed on time like we're supposed to. And hopefully it will tell us if we got some decent sneaky snacking. There we go, 10,736 sneaky snacking. Again, about 2,500 from Gengar, so not too bad. He's been doing all right. I still haven't collected from him, so I may change that up either today or tomorrow. Probably need to start getting ready for Sunday with ingredients. We're at a pretty good rank to where I feel like swapping out the berry gatherers not going to be that big a deal. We'll swap them in or swap them out for some ingredient gatherers to prepare for Sunday. And other than that, let's just go ahead and move on. We will grab our 100 sleep points. And that puts us at 2,419. And while we're here, we play our daily lottery. Let's see what we got. Ingredient ticket S, not bad. Not bad at all. And then we can go ahead and jump straight into this sleep report as soon as the game decides to load. And see if we finally find that pincer that we've been hunting. Session 202. Got 9 hours and 25 minutes of sleep. Sounds about right. I hit snooze quite a few times today. I was very tired. 17% dozing, 48% snoozing, and 35% slumbering. All right, so probably a dozing type. That's the one I meant to say, and I just couldn't get my words straight. But anyway, hopefully we can break 35 million. That would be nice. Come on. Our scores have not been super... Well, my guesses about the scores haven't been super accurate. almost 2 million. We do finally have a full spawn board. Quite a good array of sleep styles in terms of the stars. So hopefully a couple of new things too would be nice. A top belly Ekans is not new, but I do see the new icon there at the bottom. I don't know what it is, but there's something new. We did get a Chikorita, which is not bad. We do need that. So we've got 2 Bellsprouts, Chikorita, Ekans, Krogunk, Psyduck. And then that leaves us with 2 new sleep styles. And we already know we can just go straight to this one down here. Hey, I'm guessing that's the 3-star Chikorita. Belly up sleep. That's pretty cute. Yep, 3-star, and we still need the 4-star. I thought we had that already, but that was just me being silly, I guess. And then what is the last one? Oh, I have seen this one posted on Facebook. This is a pretty funny one. Straightened poison dart frog sleep. All right. That is all of the Krogunk sleep styles. We are done with that one for now. Until they finally release the 5-star sleep styles, which who knows when that will be. You look very big, Snorlax. And no one's hungry? Why are we zoomed so far in? Nobody's hungry. Unfortunate. We could take the Bellsprout home. May not be the worst idea. Chikorita is a good call. There are 2 of them. So, yeah, let's give this to Chikorita. Just the regular feeding, so no extra bonus. Let's try a Poke Biscuit. Give me a big hit. Nope, just a +1. And then all full. That is terrible. Well, at least we've got another one. We can take this one home. So we do get 1 Chikorita at least. We still need a better Meganium. So that is good, provided it actually turns out to be all right. And then we can go ahead and take the Bellsprout home with us. Not the most exciting things to take home, but we do need better versions of these, so I'm not opposed to it. And that'll do it. I'm not going to worry about the other Bellsprout. I'm just going to take the 2 that we got and go ahead and head back to camp. And we should be all right. Let's see. What candy do we send out? I'm thinking we send out some Chikorita candy. It'll definitely help players get ready for Lapis Lakeside because that place is very, very tough. So let's send out some Chikorita candy. We're going to pick up 1,868 Research XP and 3,883 Dream Shards. And we can go ahead and switch on over and see we've got level 11 in Bashful. Ooh, I feel like Bashful is a nature we don't see too often. And we've got Cocoa, Honey, and Cocoa. It's a pretty decent mix. Not really super relevant for a berry specialist, but doesn't hurt to have it on the team. Helping Speed M is a fantastic start. Skill Trigger S, not super concerned with it. Research XP bonus, kind of the same. Skill Trigger M is the same. And Inventory Up M is the same. So we started out fantastic at level 10. And then Bashful is a neutral nature. So yeah, this one probably not going to survive. Although Helping Speed M is putting in a lot of work for this Chikorita's rating. Puts it at a 64% overall. But yeah, even beyond level 60, these skills aren't helping it that much. We could check out the skill trigger value just for the fun of it. I'm kind of curious. Skill trigger value is pretty high, 79%, and then gonna be probably close to 100 with the skill, well, probably around 90 with a skill trigger M at level 75. So that's not bad at all. But the rest of it is kind of trash, so definitely not going to be keeping that one. We will send that one directly to the professor. And next up, we've got the lovely little Bellsprout that we captured, level 12 and Rash, so that's main skill chance down. We've got Tomato, Tomato, Potato, which is not the ideal spread that we want, but it's not terrible. Actually, yeah, no, it's not quite what we want. I think I would prefer... Ooh. No, this is right. This is what we want. Because this gives us the most even distribution of tomatoes to potatoes. This is fine. This is a long-term investment Pokemon if it turns out to be good. Let's check out the sub-skills. Skill Trigger S is very good for Victory Bell. Dream Shard bonus, not so much. Helping Speed S is very good. Inventory Up L, also very good. Skill Level Up S, that's pretty good. There it is. That's pretty good. So this isn't terrible. Not having a ingredient finder is pretty rough. And I don't think the nature is going to be doing us any favors because it is main skill chance down, but we want Victory Bell to activate its main skill. So that's pretty rough. It is ingredient finding up and main skill chance down. So definitely not the best, but certainly could be worse. In terms of just ingredient count, it's going to be kind of, ooh, not as high as I thought, 74%. Yikes. And I thought for sure here at level 50 it would pick back up with helping speed, but no, it did not. And the skill trigger value, because it is important for a Victory Bell, terribly low. So yeah, that's not good. One last thing I want to check, just out of curiosity, let's swap out helping speed S for helping speed M. That does give a little bit of a bump, but still only 78%. So all in all, this only turns out to be just about as good as the Victory Bell we currently have, maybe even slightly worse. So again, we are just going to continue the poor performance of this week with 2 Pokemon that we've caught that are going directly to the professor. So that's unfortunate, but if we didn't catch anything, we'd never get anything good. So we got to go through these bad Pokemon to find the good ones. Another 304 sneaky snacking. And we have no new news and no medals, but we do have some community reports. 42. Oh, there we go. Finally got one right. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that doubled up. So just shy of that 25% we like to see. Not bad at all. We did get a level up. That's good. Only the 1, which is good for a Handy Candy S. I'll take it. We still are restocking after our last massive investment. And then with that, we can go ahead and collect from our helpers. And hopefully we have a better day with them than we did with the research. Let's start off. We're not starting off great. 0 for 2. Let's see. We are going to get some candies. 0 for 3. Not great. And then where are you? Where is Raichu? Did I miss him completely? Oh, he's just way off over there. Well, we did get 3 apples, which is good. We need those. Which that reminds me, one thing that happened to me yesterday, and I want to let you guys know about this just so you can be wary of it and hopefully not fall victim to it like I did. We are going to make the Lovely Kiss smoothie again. Preview is on. One thing I did not notice is that I was throwing in, I had enough apples and stuff to make another Lovely Kiss smoothie for dinner, but I messed up somehow and I put in more milk and honey and it turned into the sweet scent chocolate cake. I'm not sure at what the break point is that happens, but it caught me by surprise and I didn't realize that it was sweet scent chocolate cake until I had already hit the start cooking button and confirmed it because I was just going through the motions. I don't know if maybe I somehow had preview turned off or what, but I didn't notice at all that sweet scent chocolate cake had been put up there instead of the Lovely Kiss smoothie that we wanted. They do share very similar ingredients outside of the apples. And see, I'm guessing it's just a certain amount of honey that makes it the Lovely Kiss smoothie, or not the sweet scent chocolate cake. That's the one. It seems to be a certain amount of honey because I just put all that milk in there and it didn't care. But be wary of that. Make sure you have your preview turned on all the time and just kind of check on it every now and then and make sure to double check it right before you hit start cooking, because I was very unhappy that I put apples into that sweet scent chocolate cake and wasted them. So just something to be on the lookout for. But let's go ahead and fill in the rest of this pot. We have a ton of cocoa, and that's going to do us probably a lot of favors on Sunday. Still haven't figured out exactly what I want to make on Sunday, but we're getting there, and I probably need to figure that out soon. If I do one more honey, yep, that turns it into the cake, and I don't want that, so let's throw in a potato. Why not? And then let's get this smoothie going. Packed with that extra fiber from that potato. 16,017 strength just from one Lovely Kiss smoothie. Not enough for 2 levels, but enough for 1. We have made quite a lot of progress on this Lovely Kiss smoothie this week. And that is good for 1 extra energy on everybody on the team and not quite enough to put us to Master 5. But we do have a few missions to collect. We have the cook 12 times. That gives us 5 biscuits, which is good for the 4 biscuits we just spent trying to catch those 2 Pokemon that, didn't turn out that great. And of course, we reached Master 3, so we get a new Totodile incense. And we gave Snorlax all the berries, so we're going to grab 1,060 Dream Shards on top of that. Still planning to hit most of these missions, if not all of them. And yeah, we have a pretty solid weekend ahead of us. Hopefully we can finally see some of the Pokemon we're actually here for. I came here for Pinsir. It's on the increased spawn list. Have not seen it once. We're at Master 4, almost Master 5. I honestly, with the way our luck has been going, I wouldn't be surprised if we just don't see Pinsir at all this week. It would not surprise me one bit. But we're going to keep on trying. And with that, that's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We are on day 6 here on Cyan Beach. And we've got some interesting news to talk about a little bit later. Just nothing too big, but something I want to make sure you guys are aware of. So stick around and make sure we figure that out. And we've got 20 diamonds to start off with. Maybe that's the sign of a good day. Ahead, there we go, if we can get the game to wake up. We are going to get 9,652 sneaky snacking. Snorlax. Wow. No, not Snorlax. Gengar running around with 2,660. A little bit more than what he did yesterday. Kind of surprising, but it is what it is. Maybe he had a little more energy when I went to sleep. We are getting 100 sleep points, puts us at 2,519. And our daily lottery for the day is hopefully some more diamonds would be good, but Poke Biscuits? More diamonds, another 20. Doubling up on the 20, not bad at all. And let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report. We have had terrible luck so far this week with the pincer that we are here to find. Hopefully it shows up today. I know some people have told the pincer they've seen to come and join my camp, but they don't listen. They've never showed up. Either they got, held up along the way, maybe found a good tree producing some sap or something. They never made it. One way or the other, they just didn't make it. 9 hours and 2 minutes of sleep for session 203. We are going to get 11% dozing, 45% snoozing, and 44% slumbering. I would say that's balanced, but it is balanced. Again, not really super helpful considering the event, but I'll take it. I really would like about, 47 million? Ooh, 47.762 million. Not bad at all. A full spawn board, no atop belly. So this could be some interesting stuff. We are in the master ranks, so maybe we got some rarer spawns popping up. I do see an Igglybuff, which is not a rarer spawn, but maybe that means something special. A surprise Steelix would be nice too. Looks like 7 that we already had. So we got a Mankey, Igglybuff, Slowpoke, Krogunk, Sudowoodo, Chikorita, and Rattata. Which means we only have one new sleep style and only one chance for this to be the pincer. So let's see. Oh, it's not over here. Not on the right for once. Hey, I know those horns. It is pincer, our 3-star sleep style, burrowing sleep. No one will notice me here in the ground. The horns tapping together. That's pretty funny. All right, well, at least we finally saw one. It took us 6 days to get here, but we found one, finally. Now, hopefully it's hungry. That's the Rattata that's hungry. That's a Krogunk that's hungry. Come on, no. I mean, we could use a better Rattata. Pincer's already got quite a bit of work. Okay. This is, we are definitely gonna need some luck on our side to take this home. Let's go ahead and feed it the bonus biscuit. Just give me a big hit, just randomly, for no reason. No, okay. No dice. We have no great biscuits. So we just have to hope. I'm not confident we're taking this home today, especially if this bad luck keeps up. Okay, he's not full yet. Even a big hit wouldn't let us take this home. We need a critical. Come on. Just a regular. Okay, a big hit at this point would work, but if he's not full, and he's full. Oh, that is super unfortunate. On the plus side, we for sure will take it home next time we see it. Let's just feed the Rattata a regular biscuit. We'll see what happens. Didn't get a critical hit. I mean, we could use a better Rattata. Might as well. But watch, this one's gonna get full after 2 biscuits, even though it was hungry. Wouldn't be surprising. Okay. All right, so at least we're gonna take home something today. We do have a pretty solid Raticate, but could be better. So, man, never hurts to have a backup. on top of that. So we'll go ahead and take that Rattata home. And we did complete the mission for giving out 14 biscuits, so that's done and dusted. Don't have to worry about that at all. That was one of the limited time event or missions, I believe. So that's pretty good. We are going to pick up 2,050 research XP. I don't know. We may or may not level up on Monday. It's going to be close. And another 4,926 dream shards. And let's go ahead and check out this cute little Rattata we got. Where are you? There you are. We've got a level 11 and naive. Ooh, I don't recall what naive is. I feel like we don't see that one all too often. Skill trigger M is a very good start. Skill level up M is another good start. I mean, berry finder closer up front would be better. Inventory up S is actually fairly decent for this Pokemon. Skill trigger S is redundant. And ingredient finder S is the capstone. You started off so strong, and then the nature also ruined it as well. So this is just really bad. No berry finder, no helping speed, only 41%. And let's see, the skill trigger value is important for this guy. Skill trigger value is very low, only 50% average. So yeah, this is keeping with the tradition of this week and last week. We are sending this one straight to the professor. That is unfortunate. I'm hoping that my luck turns around by the time we actually catch this pincer. But that's a problem for hopefully tomorrow, me. Let's go ahead and move on and see. We did get a medal. No new news. We do have Good Sleep Day coming up this coming weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. So make sure you're getting ready for that. And then we did get a medal for number of fighting type Pokemon studied, 70. Not bad at all. 15 diamonds. Today is just a very diamond rich day. Cannot complain about that. And then we've got the community reports, about 43 of them. 42. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 that doubled up. So just above that 25% mark. Fantastic. We did get 1 level up, 2 level ups, 3 level ups, and level 5. There we go. Handy Candy S times 3 and 2 ingredient ticket S's. Very good stuff. Very, very good. And now let's go ahead and collect from our friends. I am going to collect from Gengar because we are going to swap you out here in a minute. You have done well. We've kind of gotten a good idea of what your full inventory looks like. We do get 1 out of 3 skill triggers at least, which, to be fair, one of them probably wasn't going to happen anyway. 2 out of 4, 50% odds so far. Now it is up to you, Dodrio. Are you going to tip the odds in our favor? No luck. But that's all right. It's been a pretty chill week here on the beach, as it should be. So we're not super worried about it. We do have enough apples for a lovely Kiss smoothie. Looks like thanks to that ingredient magnet, because we only had, I think 6 apples when I went to bed last night, so cannot complain about that. I do want to save the honey and the milk. Let's throw in all these tomatoes. Let's throw in the herbs. We don't need those. We can top it off with the mushrooms, get a little bit of extra vitamin D kick in this lovely Kiss smoothie. Even though we've been laying out in the sun getting plenty of vitamin D, mushrooms are just tasty. That is going to give us 16,957 on this lovely Kiss smoothie, which puts it at rank 23. I think we started off with like 11 at the beginning of this week, somewhere around there. So we've made quite a bit of progress this week on leveling up the lovely Kiss smoothie. It's not as consistent as I would like to be because of the apples, but it is something we can at least do seemingly once a day with the right setup. I haven't had any issues doing it once a day. There were a couple times where I've been able to do it twice, except for the one where it switched to cake, which still not sure why it did that exactly. Like, I get it was the honey that triggered it, but I don't know why. It should lock it in. Like, hey, if I pick this recipe specifically, lock it in so that no matter what you add, it doesn't change it unless it's a new recipe. But, you know, at that point, I'm just being nitpicky and upset that it turned into a stupid piece of cake. But we did clear some missions. So let's go ahead and grab those. Oh, it wasn't the event mission. It was the weekly. I don't know what happened there with the screen. 3 handy candies. That is very, very good. And the rest, we will definitely clear out by the end of the week. No worries there. But I am going to go ahead and switch back over to the Raynon website. That is the new thing I want to show you. They have added this nifty little feature called the event timer, which if you click right up here on this big square button that says Pokemon Sleep Info Wiki, which I always forget is a button, to be honest. Right here at the top, it will show you the current event that is running. You can click on it. It will show you the timer of how much time is left. It'll show you the event period from what day to what day. And then the total number of times, 6 days, 23 hours and 59 minutes, 59 seconds, blah, blah, blah. It will also show you the event missions all in one place and any bonuses right below that. So a helpful place to just kind of come back and check everything if you just want to look at it. And also if you want to get an exact timer of how much time is left, that's one way to get to it. The other way is you can click on the other button right down here to give you the drop down menu. And now there's the new events tab. If you click on events, it shows you the upcoming events, current, and the ones that have passed. So a good way to kind of go back and look at old things if you need to or want to for whatever reason. Let's look at Halloween. Halloween was a fun time. Fun was had by all, but you can also check what's upcoming so that you can see what's gonna be, you know, bonuses or event missions if we can get that info. Well, if they can get that info ahead of time and get it on the website, you can kind of plan for the event missions, but usually they're not too bad. So who knows? They may change them though. They may be pretty challenging one day. But that's it, a little small thing. Like I said, just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of it. It may help some of you. Some of you may be like, nah, I'll never use it. But for those of you that will use it, now you know it's here. But that said, that is all that I have got for today. I appreciate you watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on Sunday for the final day of this week in terms of putting some strength into Snorlax. It is going to be a big day. I've tried to set something up. I switched the team up a little bit yesterday, which you'll see here in just a minute, and you can probably figure out what I'm going to go for. But we are going to be trying to get some serious gains from our cooking today. Only 406 sneaky snacking. You know, that's pretty good. It's one of the best scores we've ever had. But in all seriousness, we did change things up a bit, trying to get that specific recipe, but we'll get into that a little bit later. We're going to start off with our 100, not 100. I am so used to saying that. 98 sleep points today for 2,617. And we can play our daily lottery while we're here. I will happily take some biscuits or diamonds. Or diamonds are good. I will take 10 diamonds. It all adds up at the end of the day. And eventually we will be able to purchase the ingredient expansions that we want. But now that we have got all of the basic stuff out of the way, it is time to jump into this sleep report and hope that we can see Pinsir again. We've only seen one this week. We saw it yesterday. Weren't able to take it home, but we did get it to a point that if we see it again, we are absolutely taking it home. Session 204. Hopefully going to be the one that brings that Pinsir back. 8 hours and 18 minutes of sleep. Sounds about right. Went to bed a little late. Took forever getting to sleep. 4% dozing, 57% snoozing, and 39% slumbering, so it's almost certainly a snoozing type. Yes, it is. Again, doesn't matter too much. We still can see other sleep types from other Pokemon from the other sleep types. And I'm hoping that's what's going to get us this pincer. Not a single 1-star sleep today. Very interesting. Okay, so 51.5 million. Very good. No 1-star sleeps. And a couple of 3 stars. Could potentially be some new stuff. It isn't a top belly Eevee and a 3-star Chikorita, which we already have. Let's see how many of these are old. Looks like every one of them is an old sleep style. Nothing new. Yep, we got Eevee, Psyduck, Raticate, Diglett, another Eevee, Slowpoke, Slowbro, and Chikorita. No pincer. And almost nothing that I really care to try to catch today, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, the Chikorita is probably the only thing I'm really concerned with catching. Yeah, nothing too great. It's the only one that I would even consider really trying to catch, but I think we're just going to take it slow. Honestly, I think today we're just going to take the one hungry Pokemon, we're going to feed it the bonus biscuit, and we're going to go back to camp, because nothing here that I'm really looking for or desperately need a better version of. We could use a better Chikorita, but we have a pretty solid Meganium, so it's not an immediate priority. We do, however, need better Eevees just to round out our Eeveelution collection, but other than that, kind of a lackluster research for a Sunday with 51.5 million, but that's the way it goes sometimes. We will go ahead and send out some more Chikorita candy. Plus, that's an adorable sleep style. Belly up sleep. Super cute. And we are going to pick up 2,563 research XP. We will definitely level up tomorrow. 4,783 dream shards to go along with it. Now let's go ahead and check out how good this Chikorita is. Or Chikorita. I was talking about Chikorita so much that completely spaced on the one I even caught. That's how little I really cared about today's research, apparently. We did get level 12 in Gentle. Of course, it is Milk Double Cocoa. That's pretty good. Can't beat that too bad. Too much. Whatever the phrase. And then we've got Energy Recovery Bonus for level 10, which is not bad. Helping Speed M is pretty good. Skill Trigger M is also very good. Sleep XP Bonus is okay. And Helping Speed S. So, all in all, not too bad. Really, the level 100 sub-skill is kind of undesirable, but the rest isn't bad. And it's a main skill chance up nature, so this is actually pretty decent. I'm going to say like 75, 80% skill trigger, or probably higher on skill trigger, actually. Yeah, if we are just looking at the skill trigger activation rates, yeah, 94%, supposedly 100% at level 50 and 60. So pretty solid. We definitely, I think we're going to keep this one. I don't know what we would evolve it into. It's not a good Jolteon candidate. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to hold on to it. We might evolve this one. We may not. The sub skills outside of 25 and 50 actually aren't that great. So this 94% is a little bit misleading. 94% in terms of its skill trigger value, which is good. It is fantastic. But if we look at his total strength, yeah, not great. 47% ingredient count, also probably going to be pretty low. Yeah, 54%. So really the only good this Eevee will do when evolved is just be around for its main skill. And at that point, you're talking like Espeon and Sylveon. And I already have a pretty good Espeon and Sylveon. Actually, no, this could be a pretty decent Sylveon now that I think about it. energy recovery bonus to benefit the team if anybody has an energy recovery lowering nature. That actually would be really good on a Sylveon who's there to just help the team have a ton of energy. Plus, that means every time its skill activates, you get 14% more energy from its own skill. I'm talking myself into keeping this now. Yeah, this is actually not bad. This is a pretty decent Sylveon candidate. I don't think it's the best Sylveon candidate, but it's a pretty good one. We're gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna do some calculations eventually, and we will figure out, because I do have another Sylveon candidate already chosen. I need to compare the two. But let's go ahead and move on before we linger here too long. And we can move on with the rest of our day. Grab our, well, we may have some medals, we'll see. We did get a medal. Still no new news, but we're closing in on good sleep day. What medal did we get? Ooh, we got 2 medals. Number of normal types studied, 180, and 100 water Pokemon studied, which is good for an Energy Pillow and a Dream Cluster S. Very nice. Energy Pillows come in handy, but I haven't used them lately, in all honesty. Which is probably good. That means I'll have them when I need them. 40 sleep reports from the community with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 that have doubled up. Very nice. I believe that is, let's see, that's pretty substantially over 25%. So we're pushing around 35%, 40-ish maybe. So very good on the double candy front today. Cannot complain about that one bit. What I can complain about, I did not mean to click on you, is this Pinsir's inconsistent rate of honey production. The first time I put him on the team and collected from him, he gave me 18 honey, and then that's the most he's given me since then. So that's fun. Let's see, we do need to collect from you first. Ingredient magnet is actually kind of not super great unless you're giving me more of what I need. And then I also need to collect from you first because our inventory bag is getting kind of full. Another skill trigger. So we're 2 for 3 so far. Just in Snorlax strength, that's not bad at all. Another 3 eggs. We are gonna hit, I believe this is Master 5. I am way behind. Master 7, never mind. Master 7, okay, so that's pretty good. And if I recall correctly, the prediction at the beginning of the week was Master 9, which I'm not super worried about hitting. The main reason I'm here is for Pinsir. That is unfortunate. I was hoping to get a skill trigger there for more eggs. Can we get some eggs in there? Looks like no eggs in there, but there is a corn in there. Yep, no eggs. Very unfortunate. Okay, so now the question is, do we have the eggs we need? Because eggs are very hard to come by. Oh, my actual bag is full too. What? Let's see. Oh no. Well, it looks like we're going to be spending some of those diamonds a little bit earlier than I anticipated. I was not planning on spending them today. But you know what? While we're here, I always like to keep enough diamonds for one good camp ticket, just in case there's a really good bonus. So I don't typically keep my diamond supply running too low, but I think it's time that we expand the items pocket. And while we're at it, the ingredient pocket. Cool. And that still leaves us with enough diamonds for a good camp ticket, just in case we need one. And then we can also collect all of these. Well, maybe not all of them. No, not all of them. Because when we click on this, we're going to get a couple and full again. But let's go ahead and jump into cooking and see if we can make this happen. I'm going to be kind of sad if we can't. but we can. Okay. I'm curious how many we got. 29 eggs. Okay, so we had a little more than what we needed, but it was definitely worth it to get this flower gift macaron. 102 pot space now, and had enough tomatoes to fill up the rest of the pot. So let's see how this goes. Of course, we're always hoping for an extra tasty. That would be nice. Only 7,600 before. Extra tasty. There we go. 40. Ooh. Okay. Well, that is a brand new high score for me. I think that's the first time I've got over 100,000. 125,342 strength from the flower gift macarons. Very, very good. That might push us to Master 9 on its own, honestly. Let's see how far we make it. We just hit Master 7. How far are we going? We might hit Master 10, honestly. Possibly. If not, I think it might be close. Oh, it looked close. I don't know if it pushed over into 10. There's Master 8. Or no, that would be 9, not Master 10. I'm just losing it completely today. Cook 17 times. 170 sneaky snacking for some reason. Not quite Master 9. Ooh. But that's all right. That definitely means that throughout the day we will hit Master 9. I don't know. Let's see, how far away is Master 10 from 9? Ooh. Another 75,000 on top of pretty much where we're at now. That is possible. If we get an extra tasty, that's the only way it's possible. I don't think that I'm making dinner no matter what. Either we get tasty at lunch or extra tasty at lunch, and that may push us into Master 10, or we don't get extra tasty at lunch and then we're nowhere near Master 10, and I'm not going to gamble on dinner just to hit Master 10 just because. Again, like I said earlier, the ranks weren't really the goal this week. It was finding a pincer, and getting us to Master 10 over 9 doesn't do us any good for finding the pincer. So it's really just for feeling good about it. So probably going to skip dinner no matter what, but I'm going to make lunch and see if we can get to Master 10 just for funsies. And then that way, with skipping dinner, I can save some of the save all of the ingredients. It's 102 of them, and hopefully get set up for a better start next week. I actually haven't even given any thought to where we're going to go next week, so it's going to be kind of interesting. Not even remotely sure where to begin thinking about where to go next week. So I'm going to have to figure that out as well today. But other than that, that is what wait, let's see. Nope, not going to be enough to push us to Master 9. I don't know why I thought it would. It's of course only going to be one berry. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself all day, getting ahead of myself for no reason. Let's get our 5 tickets that we came here for. The whole reason we bought the expansion to the bag. So it's 5 ingredient ticket S's, and we cooked 17 times. So that is 1,060 dream shards. And that is all I've got for today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later dudes.